for Dusty and the Nats yesterday. Ryan Zimmerman hit a solo homer to establish a lead. Tanner Roark didn't allow a run over 7 strong, and Coda Glover delivered a perfect ninth to close it out. But it was the main event in between that everyone will remember most.
Game 2 at AT Park. Nats fans on the West Coast trying to urge their ball club onto another W. Well, Bryce isn't exactly in debtor's prison just yet. Appeals will be heard, but there were suspensions handled down today by Major League Baseball. Bob and FP, we come to you in peace. And tonight it's game 2. The Nats trying to win a baseball game, but everybody talking about what happened here last night. I guess the main thing is now the suspensions. Bryce gets 4 games and Hunter Strickland gets 6. Everybody agrees the pitcher should get more, but 6 games for a reliever kind of feels like a slap on the wrist.
Well, here's my thing. Hunter Strickland had 3 years to think about what he wanted to do. Bryce Harper had about 3 seconds to think about what he wanted to do. So you got a relief pitcher that's going to miss maybe 3 innings, and Bryce Harper is going to miss 36 innings if you play a 9-inning game. So I think Strickland should have got way more, and I think Bryce got too much.
Okay, where did this all start? Let's go back 2.5 years to the division series, Nats-Giants back in 2014. And, of course, Bryce took this guy deep a couple of times, and that kind of got everything going.
Well, Bryce Harper took Hunter Strickland deep in game 1. He hit the home run. He ran around the bases hard. Hunter Strickland watched him go base to base to base and kind of stalked him around the bases. You won't see it here in the video because we had to cut it a little bit short so we could show you everything. But Strickland watched Bryce Harper run around the bases. And this was a big home run in game 4. Late in the game, it tied it up. Bryce watched it, but he watched it because he wanted to see if it was fair or foul going over the foul pole. Strickland watched him run around the bases again. Bryce was fired up like we've seen guys get fired up in postseason baseball. Had some words. Then we fast forward to yesterday, and he gets doinked. And what does he do? Well, he's got to be a man. Like Dusty Baker said, he's not a punching bag. He threw the helmet, that missed, and they went blow to blow. And, you know, I have no problem what Bryce Harper did. We said it yesterday. We kind of set it up, too. We thought it might come. And then all of a sudden, Michael Morse gets drilled by Jeff Samardzija, who is pitching tonight against Bryce Harper in the first inning. You might want to stick around for that. And then Hunter Strickland lost his mind and was carried off by half the ball club. So there's a lot to talk about, maybe too much for right now, but I think the suspension was too much for Bryce Harper and too little for Hunter Strickland.
Yeah, I think everybody agrees with that. Bryce sticking up for himself. And I think you make a great point about the amount of time. We noted last night when Strickland came into the game, this would be the first time they had ever met during a regular season game. There was no career matchup information at all. It all went back to the playoffs. So you talk about premeditated. That's kind of the ultimate example.
Yeah, and as a hitter, I have to decide, am I going out there and defending myself or am I walking to first base? And I think based on the history we just showed you, Bryce Harper had to be a man. He did what he had to do, and I have no problem with it.
Does Bryce Harper maybe get a shorter suspension if he leaves the helmet on and doesn't throw it at Strickland?
Maybe. You have to ask Joe Torre that. But, you know, as a former professional helmet tosser, you can't grab it by the bill because there's too much torque and it's going to go that way. You got to grab it by the ear hole.
So there's technique involved in all of this.
I'm an analyst.
Another sidelight to this whole thing was the non-reaction, if you will, of Buster Posey. Now, today during batting practice, Dusty and Bruce Bochy did have a chance to chat. Looks like Dusty's doing most of the talking, but cooler heads prevail. And these are two guys who know how to handle just about any situation. Buster didn't do a whole lot last night. The umpire was on the move a whole lot quicker than Buster Posey was.
Well, Buster's getting killed for not going out there, and I'm going to defend Buster. If it's a 2-0 game, and my goal and my sole purpose is to win the baseball game, and one of my pitchers goes rogue and drills a guy, hey, if you want to drill Bryce Harper, but that's your deal, not my deal. I know you, as a team ball player, you stick up for him, but that wasn't a team thing. It's not like somebody ran over Buster Posey or went in hard on a double play, and you went after my team. That was a one-on-one thing. It was Hunter Strickland against Bryce Harper. It wasn't Giants against the Nationals. I think when you saw Dusty Baker there, they're talking today like, hey, is this thing over? I think it is because it's between two guys, not two teams. But that being said, you can't control your players once they're out on the field. Who knows what's going to happen tonight?
Yeah, and one more element on Buster Posey. He's really the only Giant that's doing much of anything offensively this year. He's in the top 10 in hitting and on base percentage. He's a leader of this ball club. So does something happen involving him? He'll be facing Gio, who right now has one of the best ERAs in the National League at 2.90. Jeff Samardzija used to be a tight end. Don't know how many tackles he had except on interceptions, but he's slumping for the Giants. 1-2.
On Masson, brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you, and by the Lexus RX, featuring a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection. Standard. Amazing views from the Masson Chopper just west of the Golden Gate Bridge, and here we are at AT Park down in China Basin. Breezy night, cool night, a little bit hot late in the afternoon yesterday. It's going to be 56 at game time here. 75% humidity, a little choppy on the water, and the winds have shifted this evening, blowing over toward the right field corner. So the Nats lineup featuring Daniel Murphy, who has great numbers against Jeff Samardzija. 7 hits, a homer, 5 RBIs. Murphy hitting .328 in his last 28 ball games. And Ryan Zimmerman, not to be overlooked, 6 for his last 11. Jeff Samardzija, 32 years of age, 60 wins, 78 career losses, and he faces the Nats as a starter for the 8th time, 15th time overall.
Yeah, 5-1 loss last start this past Thursday at Chicago against the Cubs. Gave up 3 runs in 7 innings on 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. So he's a kitchen sink guy. Fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, change. 5-pitch guy. The changeup's been real good for him lately.
Brandon Belt is 30 feet off, maybe 35 feet off the first base bag. They're shallow at third, first pitch of the game, and Samardzija misses with a sinking fastball right on time at 10:15 Eastern time. Tries a couple of hits against Samardzija. Fastball stays outside. We'll set the umpiring crew for you in a second.
We know you stayed up late to see Bryce Harper hit at least in the first inning, and you remember Samardzija was the guy that came in full steam to crush Bryce Harper.
Ran into Michael Morse,
who's
by the way, yeah, concussion, not a good thing for Michael. 7-day DL, that was announced moments ago. So Michael Morse on the concussion protocol for 7 days. Good slider.
Well, I just have to say, you know, and we'll close the book on this eventually, that Bryce Harper handled that as well as he could after the game. I mean, you remember when he was a rookie, he would say things here and there, and I mean, just what he said yesterday about Hunter Strickland having a ring and they won. I mean, it's nice for us to see how grown up Bryce is from the time he's 19 to right now, and how he handled that thing post game. Yeah, they won the World Series that year. He looks at his ring every day. That's what Bryce said. So why are you worried about the first round 3 years later? It was great quotes post game by Bryce.
Payoff pitch to Turner. Hot shot left side, deflected, and that's a hit. If you don't glove it cleanly on the first jab, Trey Turner is safe. And he's now hit safely in 8 of his last 11 games.
Well, that's why it's so important for him to hit the ball on the ground. Yeah, it's fun to watch Trey Turner hit a triple or a home run, but when you have wheels like that, just chop it into the ground. Good things are going to happen. Put it in your back pocket. Christian Arroyo playing shortstop tonight for Brandon Crawford has none chance. And check the box early, folks. There goes a no-hitter. Trey Turner with an infield single.
Jason Worth, 7 career hits against Samardzija. Turner stealing 11 out of 13.
Great story one of the Giants coaches told me today about the brawl. Hunter Strickland was being carried off by 3 teammates. He was screaming at Jason Worth, who was in earshot, "You want a piece of me? You want a piece of me?" And Jason looked at him calmly and said, "Dude, calm down." In the heat of battle, that's Jason Worth for you. elephant tranquilizers to take that guy off yesterday.
Yeah. 3 teammates, including Hunter Pence, who's on the DL. And Worth will rock one to center. That ball takes off, and it's caught by Yorkis Hernandez. Jason Worth crushing that ball. Been a rough year for the Giants, and their fans have something to get excited about.
Well, he's Bruce here now. They're chanting Bruce again. You know what I can't wait for? Hoping that he's not suspended. His first at bat at Dodger Stadium, he's going to get a standing ovation from Dodger fans that might last 2 minutes.
Good call. Mike DeBuro is a 20-year veteran. He's got the plate. Trip Gibson at first. Dan Isavia second base. And the crew chief, Brian Gorman, has third.
And no warnings issued before this one. I talked to Ed Montague, who's a supervisor of umpires before the game, and he said they're not issuing warnings, just so you know.
Ball 2. Harper against Samardzija, 3 for 12 career. Same number, different uniform, a long, long time ago. Samardzija, 10 home runs given up in 68 innings this year. Inside, 3-1. Turner running, pitches a strike, throw is off to the side, and Trey Turner rips his 12th bag of the year.
You watch Trey Turner that whole sequence. He's trying to get a rhythm with Jeff Samardzija, kind of rocking back and forth in his primary lead, and he timed him up nice. You see kind of that half jab step before Samardzija even went to the plate. Pretty throw by Buster Posey, but it was just a great jump by Trey Turner. And here we go, 3-2 to Bryce Harper. You can kind of hear the crowd in the background.
Jeff Samardzija, not bad his last 6 starts, 2.89 ERA, but a 1-2 record. Season got off to a really rough start, 0-4, over 7 runs a game. He's still trying to right his season. And Bryce Harper, who leads the league in homers, trying to continue his. It's fair ball. Bryce didn't run out of the box thinking maybe it was going foul. Over to third goes Turner on the second out.
Pretty good battle between these two. Samardzija with a 3-2 change before that. I think that was a cutter, but Bryce saw that chalk fly right there in front of him and said, oh, it's foul. Oh, no, it's fair. I got to run. Either way, he's out. Not a big deal. Trey Turner to third.
Been a tough matchup for Ryan Zimmerman over the years. 19 at bats, 1 hit.
San Francisco defense tonight. Caliste, Hernandez, Ruggiano, the outfield. Arroyo, Nunez, left side. Hill, Belt, right side. Buster Posey behind the plate. Orlando Caliste in left field tonight. Major League debut.
Zimmerman rocks one into left center. That's going to plug the gap. Turner scores easily. Ryan Zimmerman heading to second base with a double that should tie him for the league lead with Nolan Arenado. They each have 17.
Put it on the board, 1-0. Ryan Zimmerman, stay hot. Just a hanging curveball from Jeff Samardzija right out over the plate. And Ryan doing what he's done all year. And before you go to bed tonight, everybody at DC, do me a favor. Go to your computer and vote 20 times for Ryan Zimmerman for the All-Star first baseman. He should be leading. He's not. And he's had an amazing first half, and he deserves to be an All-Star. So go to your computer right now and vote.
Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. So voting announced. First update. And some Nats doing quite well.
Yeah, Murph in first place, Bryce in first place, and Ryan should be in first place. Anthony Rizzo, I believe, is. He's had a tough first half. So don't let Cubs fans stuff the ballot box.
Yeah, Ryan's been to one All-Star game. That was in 2009. The year he won a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger. And here's Murphy, who's driven in 35 runs. 2 last night of the Nats 3. And he's going to line one to right. He's going to fall in front of Ruggiano. Flying home is Zimmerman. He is around the tag and safe and into second base. Daniel Murphy. The Nats with a crooked number first inning.
Well, I'll tell you what, the boys are into this one. I watched Ryan Zimmerman come around third. The whole dugout's on the top step like it's the College World Series right now. When Ryan slid in safe, they went nuts. Sometimes it's better to let a sleeping dog lie. We'll see how this series turns out. But watch Ryan in the beautiful slide at home place. Daniel hits Murphy with a knock and an RBI. Not shocked, but Ryan, who doesn't get enough credit for being a great base runner, watch the slide at home. Pretty good throw by Ruggiano, but he avoids the tag, slides away from the base, and reaches back with his hand. And the dugout went nuts, trust me.
There's Rendon. Nats keep trading places with runners at second base here.
I mean, look, they're all on the top step like it's the College World Series still. You usually don't see that at the major league level. Everybody up on the top step in the first inning going nuts. And maybe they're all hands on deck just in case, you know. But the Giants dugout's the one that maybe should be on the top step if things should trickle over into tonight. They are.
I would say both teams are right now.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is like 2 battleships facing each other with everybody on the top deck.
Yeah, and one of them has just fired 3 pretty good salvos for 2 runs.
I mean, this is good. This gets me fired up.
Anthony Rendon, 322, last 41 games. An extended measure of success here. And he takes a big time rip. Jeff Samardzija not fooling anybody here in the first inning. 1-6, 4.5 ERA. Opponent's batting average coming in 254. He is one of the league leaders in strikeouts with 79. But he hasn't thrown it by anybody yet. Gio's still waiting to go to work. Be happy to wait a few more minutes. 2-2.
I mean, who do you pitch around this lineup to get to who? I mean, you can pitch around Zimmerman to get to Murphy. You can pitch around Murphy to get to Rendon. I mean, most lineups, you know, there's a couple guys you got to look out for. This one, I mean, good luck.
So we update his first inning runs all earned allowed, and he's up to 26 pitches, facing his 6th batter. Bruce Bochy's ball club, 9 games under 500, 11 back of Colorado. And the whole division knows now how hot the Dodgers are. They're a half game behind the Rockies. They won 5 straight, and at last report they were winning big at St. Louis again. There's the East.
I see something where 60% of teams historically in first place on Memorial Day go on to win it. And last year, 5 of the 6.
Here's pitch number 28. Rendon will take it upstairs, 3-2.
Samardzija had to lean back to his dugout. What does PitchCast think?
That doesn't register as a strike very often up there. Rendon spoils a slider over and low.
That's why I see so many pitches on average per at bat. Most of the major leagues, because he has the quick hands, the quick wrist to foul off pitches late that most hitters can't. Extends at bats, waits for you to make a mistake, then shoots you in a gap. '30th pitch coming for Samardzija.
Anthony Rendon, 378 with runners in scoring position.
30 pitches in the first.
Time given. Game started at 7:15 local. It's now 7:30. And Rendon got a heater, pops it into center. Gorky Hernandez, and don't forget the play he made on the drive by Jason Worth. Big first inning for the Nats against Samardzija. Up. Hitting .229. They're 29th in baseball in batting average and in runs scored. Eduardo Nunez is back in the lineup tonight. He's been doing a good job for them. .344 over his last 16 games and .380 if you shave a couple off of that. He's the only guy that has a really good batting average, along with Buster Posey, who's at .340, 5th in the league. But offense an issue all year long for the Giants so far. Gio 11 starts career against San Fran. He's 4-4 with a .294.
No decision last start against the Mariners on the 25th. Nats lost that one 4-2. First pitch ball. 2 runs in 5 1/3, 3 hits, 8 strikeouts for Gio in his 96 pitch effort. So fastball, curveball change. And he's trying to get his ball club right back in the dugout after the 2 spot they put up there.
Orlando Caliste, 25-year-old infielder from the Dominican, 3 at-bats for the Kansas City Royals 2 years ago, and that is his first major league hit. Giants dugout asking for the baseball. It's in Gio's glove right now. Somebody will get his attention.
Still in Gio's glove. He's using it. He doesn't care if it's your first hit. Oh, here we go. All right, my bad.
Here's Eduardo Nunez. Been around for a while, 8th year in the big leagues. Giants got him via a trade just before the deadline last year. He came over here in 50 games and hit .269. Be 30 years of age in a couple of weeks, big league time. 4 years with the Yankees and 3 with Minnesota before coming here. Gio in the strike zone, 1-1.
Is this the part where I say if Gio commands the inner half to righties, he's going to have a good night?
Sounds good to me.
I mean, I say it every time. It's true.
Nunez 1 for 12 career against him.
Caliste can really run, I'm told. Kind of a raw talent, a guy that's played every position in AAA except for first base and catcher.
11 steals this season and 99 in his minor league career. Bouncer left side. Turner has got to forget about the play at second, and he'll take care of Nunez for the first out.
Pretty nice play by Trey Turner going toward the Giants dugout. Good runner in Eduardo Nunez across his body. They make it look so easy in the big leagues, don't they? Not an easy play. Got to get rid of it quick with something on it. Over the top, right on the money. Kind of an in-between hop to deal with, too. So put 1 star by that one. That's a nice play by Trey Turner.
There's Brandon Belt. Gio, third base end of that pitching rubber. First pitch curveball, and that baby literally chopped off the table.
Opponents hitting 111 with runners in scoring position against Gio this year, just 5 for 45. And lefties hitting 220 overall against Gio.
Shift on despite the lefty-lefty. Turner able to keep Caliste near second base at least. That's a foul ball, got built in the foot.
And that's defense behind Gio tonight. Worth, Taylor Harper, the outfield, Turner Rendon, Murphy Zimmerman, Matt Wieters behind the plate.
Giving us 2 of the top 4 defensive teams in the league. Statistically, the Giants third, 26 errors, only Colorado and Cincinnati fewer, and the Nats fourth in the league, 27, and a lot of double plays. 0-2, right in there. Brandon Belt took it up in the zone, 2 down.
I'm saying that's right down the middle. Brandon Belt didn't like it. We'll check it out again on PitchCast. But I think this is right down the heart of the plate. Yeah. Not sure what he was thinking or seeing, or maybe sitting on a curveball, but good pitch by Gio, and now 1 more big out to get. Do you pitch to this guy is the question.
Nissan on that pitch cast, and here's Buster.
I would.
He's hitting .392 in this ballpark. On base 3 times last night. A rare strikeout by Tanner Roark against Posey, leading off the second. Walked him in the 4th, then he had a couple of singles. The Giants shut out for the 6th time last night. That's the most of any major league team.
You know, everybody crushing Buster Posey today for not getting in front of Bryce Harper and stopping the brawl. But my take on that is, number one, you've been hurt before. Number two, you're a former MVP. And number three, he told me that if you're Hunter Strickland, you want to drill Bryce, you're on your own. I mean, that had nothing to do with team. And when it has to do with team, okay, I'm going to come out there and defend you. But when it's a vendetta from 3 years ago, and I'm catching and I'm a former MVP, dude, you want to hit Bryce Harper, you are all on your own. I don't care what anybody thinks about me. So am I defending Buster Posey's actions yesterday? Absolutely. You want to do something stupid like that, do it. It's not my business. If you saw Brandon Crawford at shortstop, he did the same thing.
That's Anthony's 3-1.
He just stood at short and then kind of walked in, almost like they knew it. And maybe Hunter Strickland said, I'm going to do it. Leave him alone. I want a piece of him. I don't know what happened. But if the first part happened, like I said, then I have no problem with what Buster did.
He'll take the 2-out walk. First base was open.
So this is in 2013 against the Padres. Madison Bumgarner's on the mound. He throws behind a hitter, Guzman, and then Buster comes out. This is before his ankle injury, though. This is before all the rehab and what he went through to get back on the field. This is yesterday with Hunter Strickland and Bryce Harper. Watch Buster Posey. He actually backpedals here and says, hey, you want a piece of Bryce? You got him. Look at him. He's still there. Brian Gorman's closer to the mound than Buster Posey. Good take, just missed. So I don't think Buster Posey should be roasted for what he did yesterday. That's just my personal opinion. I've been in these things. And on top of it, Carp, I don't know that I've seen a brawl with bigger dudes involved in the middle. There was some trees in the middle of that one.
Yeah, that was some Northern California redwoods.
And in every brawl I was ever in, trust me, I was the first responder, first guy in. I'm defending what Buster Posey did yesterday.
1-0 pitch. Gio really having a hard time getting a grip on his curveball. So he'll change up and throw an absolute beauty to Justin Ruggiano.
Looking fastball, got 83.
Then he'll go heater, and after the changeup, that looked a lot harder than 91. This is where you do not miss facing Hunter Pence. Change up, and he wasn't biting that time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gio nearing 20 pitches here in the first. Got him. Justin Ruggiano is now 1 for 19 with runners in scoring position. Giants get a hit and a walk and leave 2.
Earlier on today, whether he had a message for his team about not retaliating after what happened here yesterday between Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland. He said, no, I don't have a message for my team. I know that it was a selfish act on Strickland's part yesterday. I know Bruce Bochy didn't say anything to Strickland, give him an order, and I know Buster Posey didn't have anything to do with it, given his reaction. He said it's especially a selfish act on Strickland's part because he'll probably never come to the plate, and there will be an opportunity for retaliation against him. Dusty said the best thing for us to do is beat them on the scoreboard and win tonight. And for his part, Bryce Harper said earlier today he's appreciative Michael Morse was there to kind of disrupt Jeff Samardzija from getting to him and maybe landing a punch yesterday, saying I'm very thankful for Mikey Mo. And obviously, guys, as you mentioned earlier, Morse kind of paying the price for that, landed on the 7-day DL.
Well, the Nats won the first inning. Thank you, Dan. When you're talking Cars, you're talking Coons. Dan with our Coons.com sideline report.
Mikey Mo still a good Nat, even in a Giants uniform. And I'll tell you what, if Samardzija hit Bryce, he had a head of steam going. Bryce might be on the DL today. Here it is. Look at, here comes Samardzija, full speed. Former wide receiver at Notre Dame.
Ooh.
Hit Michael Morse. There's the concussion, but that was aimed for Bryce. If Morse wasn't in between, Bryce would have got drilled. Who knows? Might have separated his shoulder. They might have went head to head, and Bryce might be on the disabled list with a concussion today. Michael Morse took one for the team, for the Nats.
Matt Wieters 0 for 3 career against Samardzija. Target in on 1 and 2. That was a 30 pitch, 20 strike first inning for the Giants starter. To the right side and out on the grass is Aaron Hill.
So this before the game, Bruce Bochy, Dusty Baker behind the cage. Dusty having a coffee talking to Boch. And they were talking around people, and then they kind of pulled each other apart and went right behind the cage separately from everybody. I couldn't hear what they were saying. I was standing within earshot, but couldn't really make out. I think that was, hey, are we good? Yeah. Are you good? Yeah. And maybe even Boch saying he was sorry for what happened yesterday if you're reading body language. Who knows what they said, but I don't think anything else is going to happen tonight, Carp.
Hope a nice competitive baseball game happens, or a blowout. It's 2-0 already. The Nats have played well in San Francisco in recent years.
Yeah, he looks really upset, like he's ready for a brawl.
Yeah, Dusty and Jock Jones. Michael A. Taylor, 290 his last 16 games. Going to take a fastball right in there. And that's a 1-2 count. Facing Samardzija for the first time. He rips it. It hits the bag and goes straight up in the air, and Eduardo Nunez can only hold on to it. So each team has hit the third base bag in this series. That probably cost the Nats a double, though.
Another good at bat from Michael A. Yeah, that was a double, Carp. Good call. But, you know, you bunt him along, and hopefully Trey Turner can pick him up with 2 outs.
Gio, 2 sacrifice bunts this year, 42 in his career. Left-handed thrower, right-handed batter. Nunez on the grass at third. A low throw over that was pretty close to the runner and the base.
He looked like he wanted to run. Don't usually see that with the pitcher hitting.
Michael A. 3 for 4 stealing. He started, then stopped. Gio takes a jab at it. Dusty's offense off to a good start tonight. 4 out of 8. Big blow, the Zimmerman double. Got Turner home, and then Murphy drove in Ryan with a double of his own. Actually a single, and then second on the throw. Brandon Belt running in. Fastball up, 1-1.
If you're Michael A. Taylor, and that's what Davey Lopes is telling him right now, if Brandon Belt vacates, watch how early Belt leaves. If you're Michael Taylor, take off right now, go. You can walk into second base and maybe Gio bunch you to third, but when a first baseman leaves that early, take off. That's almost an automatic steal when you see him leave like that.
One and two. Still bunting. And a throw for a runner who wasn't even going. Taylor started, then stopped, and he'll go to second on a Buster Posey throwing error.
So exactly what we're talking about. Davey Lopes got in Michael A. Taylor's ear. He said, hey, if Belt leaves, you go. He didn't trust it, though. Watch, he takes off, looks up, didn't trust it. Posey launches it into center field, and then Michael A. Taylor advances anyhow, making things happen on the bases.
I don't know if I've ever seen that before. A throw for a runner who wasn't going.
Well, he went about halfway in Buster Posey's defense. That's just poor communication.
Gio with a base hit up the middle. And here comes Taylor. The throw by Hernandez, not even close. Gio Gonzalez, 4th RBI of the year.
Clutch. First, the free 90 feet from the Giants, and then Gio, who's been real clutch at the plate this year, almost Max Scherzer-like with runners in scoring position. Drives in Michael A. Taylor. The throw high from Gorkis Hernandez. And just like that, it's 3-0. Let a sleeping dog lie.
Top of the order, Turner.
Let a sleeping dog that got in at 4 in the morning their time after a rain delay lie.
So Gio a chance to drive in as many runs as he had in the 2 previous years combined, and he did it. 1-1 to Turner. That ball was hanging up early for it. First time through the lineup, the Nationals go 5 for 9 and score 3 runs. Well outside, 2-2. Turner up the middle. 2 on, 1 out. Hits keep on coming. And Trey's 2 for 2.
Will you say it or you want me to say it?
Bat died a hero.
Pat died here. I mean, if you want to say it with me at home, ready? 1, 2, 3. Bat died a hero. Samardzija can't believe it. Maybe it's still shooken up from yesterday. The Nats are swinging the bats here early.
Yeah. Think about what Jason Worth did to the baseball first time up. Looks like Dave Righetti wants to give his guy a breather here. Things happening quickly. You know, and when you're not scoring runs and this happens to you early in a ball game, you feel like you're down 6-7-0.
And maybe you're about to be. Who knows?
Still only 1 out. Here's Worth. Hit an absolute rocket to center field first time up. It took off on Gorkis Hernandez, who reached up and hauled it in. Jeff Samardzija is now over 50 pitches, and he's retired 4 batters. Good location there. Bryce, a ground ball to first for the second out last inning. And Worth, a base hit the other way. Bob Henley will hold Gio at third, and the bases are loaded for Bryce Harper. And some Giants fans are booing their pitcher here. Maybe.
They are not happy with Jeff Samardzija early in this one.
You're a brave soul, young man.
It's a great game or what? Like a little grand slam of Rooney might be some nice payback.
Just love to see Bryce elevate something to make this at least 4-0. He gets a first pitch breaking ball. Harper 41 RBIs, 5th in the league. And Samardzija took something off of that right in the middle of the plate. 1-1.
I'm telling you, we're thinking it, he's thinking it. And he's the kind of guy that's such a good athlete, he can try to do it and do it.
Outside edge.
It's a good pitch. Paint 96, Samardzija with some reach back heat right on the corner.
Mercedes-Benz pitch cast. Gio RBI single at third. Turner single. Worth the other way. 1-2 to Harper.
Pretty good take. That was a good pitch by Samardzija for a while.
Fastball up and away, and the count is full.
This is great second inning theater, isn't it? I mean, come on. If you told me on the way to the ballpark that Bryce would be facing Samardzija in the second inning with the bases loaded and 1 out, I would have been all in. This is fantastic.
He's going to get him on the outside edge. Samardzija, first strikeout.
It looked like a cutter that tried to come back at 92, and I'm saying tried until I see the replay. I'm not buying this. I mean, 3 was a strike, and so was 6. I guess too close to take. Samardzija wins that battle. Tip your cap.
Yeah, Bryce was right, but only one man's opinion counts. Here's Zimmerman, who rifled one to the left center gap first time up. He's going to go right field line here, and it's going foul. Big swing, second inning yesterday.
Yeah, there were some things lost in the Wago yesterday. One, Ryan Zimmerman's 14th home run. That was 420 feet. And 2, and maybe not in that order, was 7 shutout from Tanner Roark. 3, Coda Glover was nails after getting involved in the melee. So there were some really good baseball things that went on in that game yesterday that maybe we forgot about a little bit.
0-1. Zimmerman the other way and foul.
Well, now you just go straight away center, don't you?
Wow.
One to right, one to left, straighten her out.
Change up of beauty. Samardzija's a strikeout pitcher. 81 on the year, 4th most in the league, and he gets 2 of the best in the game to get out of it.
Why not? It's a fun new toy that we all love. Trey Turner, 21 miles an hour to second. Pull him over. He's speeding somewhere, I guess. Maybe like, I don't know, where it's 10 miles an hour. This one's way too fast. You could not go 107.9 miles an hour anywhere. Daniel Murphy, what did you do on StatCast? How hard did you hit it? I'm going to say hit it over 100, but check out the speed of Ryan Zimmerman. He's going 19.7. Where's the speed limit 10 miles an hour, Carp? Those guys are way over.
I don't know. School zones are faster than that.
Golf course, maybe? School zone? There's your game summary. Read it.
Welcome to our massive audience who's been watching the Orioles. Dropping 1 to the Yankees tonight. So they're 4.5 back in New York in the AL East. Zimmerman and Murphy first inning RBIs. Ryan the double, Murphy the single. And then Gio Gonzalez drives in a run. Bottom of the 2nd coming up. Hill, Arroyo, and Hernandez here in San Fran.
Well, that StatCast fun is being brought to you by Amazon Web Services. That's why you study math, kids. You could work for Amazon Web Services someday and tell us how fast guys are running.
19 pitches, 11 strikes for Gio. Aaron Hill, Christian Arroyo, Gorky Hernandez. Giants signed Aaron Hill, who was with Milwaukee and Boston last year, to a free agent contract, February 17th. He's 3 for 29 in 14 games. He's been a good hitter, one of the second baseman in baseball over about a 5-year period, who was in the top 3 or 4 in home runs. 1-2 pitch. He rifles one past the dive of Trey Turner. And the Giants have their 2nd leadoff single.
Game of Thrones night. Sit on a throne of lies. No, sit on the Iron Throne and rule the 7 kingdoms on Game of Thrones night, Friday, June 23rd, when the Nats host the Reds. Yes, the throne will be at the ballpark. I have a throne in my room, plus the first 20,000 fans will receive a Game of Thrones House Nationals t-shirt. Visit nationals.com/tickets. Sit on the throne.
Arroyo with a high fly ball to right center. Taylor is there. Long, first out, second inning on the first pitch. There's not a whole lot of success waiting for right-handed hitters out there in this ballpark. Unless you hit it low.
He likes Game of Thrones. Big fan. He walks up to the theme song. I mean, he should get a part on that, don't you think? I mean, he's Jason Worth, for goodness sakes.
The mystery of Worth. He's mysterious to a lot of us.
I need to get in on the Game of Thrones thing.
Here's Gorky Hernandez. 29-year veteran, 29-year-old veteran. Pirates, Marlins, back to the Pirates, San Francisco. Signed here as a minor league free agent a year ago, December. Facing Gio for the first time. And Samardzija, the pitcher, on deck. I'll walk this guy in front of the pitcher. He's hitting 173. Bruce Bochy looking for anybody in his lineup who can generate some offense. Gio walks him on 4. A walk each inning so far. Gio's walked 34 batters this year while striking out 56. Now Samardzija could move 2 guys up with a bunt. Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. First 10 starts this season. First inning horror show at times. Walking guys, but after that you better have gotten to him. Adds up to that 2.90 ERA, 5th best in the National League. Samardzija 1 sacrifice this year.
Wow. That was clearly right down the middle, or not. That might be, well, anyways.
I'd rather have that be a ball and the other one be ball 4 to Harper.
Look at that. Yeah, clearly a strike right down the middle.
Nissan Pitchcast loves the low strike, but it hated that one.
It's in the dirt.
Goodness gracious. Samardzija, 134 career hitter, couple of home runs. Will he switch off and swing and risk a double play ball on an 0-2 count, down by 3 runs?
Well, he can hit, he can handle the bat, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, he swings away and can't get to the heater up. Gio's 3rd strikeout, 2 down. First time around the order, the Giants go 2 for 7 with 2 walks.
Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Here's the rookie Orlando Celeste. First major league hit up the middle, leading off the bottom of the 1st. He's 25, 5'11", 180. Signed with the Giants at the age of 24 last year after Kansas City released him. Spent a 7-year minor league career all with Kansas City, and that was quite a changeup. Hit 287 at Sacramento with 8 homers, 26 RBIs with those 11 steals I mentioned earlier to get the call up today. And that one well out of play. He just got off the 7-day DL with a concussion.
6 days ago. Big out for Gio to get early in the game. 2 on, 2 out, up by 3. Shows him the fastball up. Amazing setting here along the bay. Cold night, wind ripping around the ballpark. And that is trouble if it's fair. It is. Into the corner. Giants are going to score a couple. Orlando Celeste, first 2 hits in the major leagues.
Let's see the pitch from Gio. Looks like a changeup down. He did a nice job of staying through that. I watched his batting practice today. He was launching him halfway up the bleachers and left. And a 2-out double scores a couple, and we got a ball game.
Giants' first runs of this series. This one to Turner. The walk to the number 8 hitter hurt, and Gio will give up a couple of runs. Almost a brand new game. 3-2 Nats.
For Dusty Baker, Nats and Nats fans, was Tanner Roark's performance yesterday. I mean, 7 shutout innings, and he had the swing back fastball going, command of all of his pitches, had a really good tempo going. He's working quick but not in a hurry. 112 pitches, 71 for strikes, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, gave up just 6 hits yesterday. So a beauty from Tanner Roark here in San Francisco. He's 4-0 as a starter against the Giants.
Yeah, and the third active pitcher to win his first 6 decisions career against San Francisco. Joining Zach Greinke, Jorge De La Rosa. Getting to know Tanner Roark a little bit better, brought to you by AARP. Top of the third, time to restart the offense. Here's Murphy, RBI single. First time up, Jeff Samardzija. 62nd pitch of the game. Up and away.
We feel like the strikeout to Bryce Harper with the bases loaded, and then Ryan Zimmerman, like you said, Carp, going to break 2 of the better hitters in the National League, gave Samardzija and the Giants a little momentum. We always talk about momentum swings when the Nats do something on defense.
Yeah, he made big pitches. Murphy, if it's fair, it is into the corner.
going to have another double. Daniel Murphy, he's having quite a series, going unnoticed a bit. That's 4 consecutive hits, 2 doubles, 2 singles.
Usually I drop Wade Boggs reference when he goes to left, but that was clearly Wade Boggs pulling one to right. And if you don't think so, bust out some YouTube video on Wade Boggs. That was dead on. Just another 2-hit night for Daniel Hits, plural, Murphy.
So last night Murphy double, single. Tonight single, double. Rendon now. Going to drive it the other way or work with something to the pull side. Fly ball to center first time. The Nats have 8 hits. Matt Wieters waiting.
You know, early in the ball game, you're up by 1, 2 strikes. Take care of yourself here. Try to drive him in if you're Anthony Rendon. I mean, ideally, try to get inside something and move him too, but just put it and play hard anywhere.
Rendon fooled. Took kind of a funny half swing at it. Checking with Mike DeMuro to see if it was a called strike. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Back up slider. See Buster Posey go all the way to the other side, and strike zone has been floating here the last couple of innings. Floating.
Matt Wieters ground ball to Aaron Hill first time, who was a little further out in right field than he is right now.
I'm telling you, I'm watching Jeff Samardzija for the first time. How is he 1-6 with a 4.50 with this stuff? He's throwing 96. He's got a nasty split change. He's, for the most part, working ahead. I mean, that stuff is way too good to be 1-6 with a 4.5.
Strikeout to walk ratio is outstanding. 82/11. You know, giving up just under 1 hit per inning, not exactly horrible. I would think he's lacking some run support here.
He is. He definitely is, from what I understand. Heard the word snake bit used a couple of times in describing his season.
2.65 runs per game. That's pretty low. Wieters trying to get 94 upstairs.
Pretty good pitch. Tried to run back the fastball in front, hit Matt Wieters. Did it come back? Good frame by Posey. Looked like it missed in. Good take.
Wieters reaching out, tapping one to the right side. Samardzija, good athlete, quick feet, 2 outs.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, look forward to Miller time later in the ball game. That's brought to you by Miller Lite. with you. Pitch to Michael A. Taylor here with Gio on deck. Gio drove in a run his first time up.
I would not.
I would not either.
Taylor hit the ball really hard first time up. Perfect fastball. Clayton Richard of the Padres, the only team with a lower batting average than the Giants, is the only pitcher who receives less run support than Jeff Samardzija.
You know, something like that happens. Maybe take your guys out to dinner. Try to butter them up a little bit with a nice, you know, hey, let's all meet at Morton's or something. Maybe give me a few runs here or there.
I'll give you the protein. You give me some runs.
Yeah.
Takes Taylor a little further outside.
That first strike was a tease. And now he's just going to expand until Michael A. expands with him. And the reason I say it's a tease is because it gets you thinking as a hitter, he's coming after me, he's going to pitch to me. When really he's not. He just wants to throw strike one to get you to chase his pitch. Used to fall for it all the time. I know what he's doing.
Couple of takes by Michael A. and the count's back even.
I mean, I feel like if he stood there, he could walk, but gotta be ready for a mistake.
RBI guy on deck.
Slugger.
Michael A's doing a good job of getting Jeff Samardzija up to almost 80 pitches here in the third inning. Oh, he went. Punched out by home plate umpire Mike DeMuro on the attempted check swing. 2 more Ks for Samardzija in the third. He has 4 in the game. And they've got Belt, Posey, and Ruggiano coming up.
Francisco. Dusty Baker said over the first 6 weeks or so of the season that he was waiting for some roles to emerge in his bullpen, and he said earlier today those roles are starting to develop a little bit. Guys are starting to settle into those roles, and Dusty said a big part of why that's been able to happen has been the starting pitching and his starters working deep into ball games. The last 8 games for this Nationals club, starters have averaged 7 innings per outing, and they've pitched to a 1.98 ERA in that time, and that's allowed Dusty to put relievers in spots he feels they can best succeed. Koda Glover settling into the closing job has also helped, obviously, and then the setup guys filling in those innings before him But Dusty's saying the starters excelling works hand in hand with the way that the bullpen has kind of aligned over the last week or so, and some of those roles starting to determine themselves.
And hopefully Gio, Dan, continues that trend tonight. A lot of pitches, first 2 innings, and when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Dan with our Coons.com sideline report. Trey Turner on a ball that got right by Gio. Had some spin on it, it seemed. Takes care of that. First pitch, Brandon Belt retired. Buster Posey now on base 4 straight at bats in this series. 2 walks, 2 singles, base on balls, first time tonight. 6 for 25 against Gio career. And he has another hit. 2 walks, 3 singles in the series for Buster Posey, who's now hitting over 340.
Big good swing right here. Not a bad pitch by Gio. Big change up, down. Trey Turner just out of his reach. Everybody asking me today if Buster Posey's going to get hit. And I said, why Buster Posey? He was the only guy that didn't do anything yesterday. And that's the last guy you want to hit. He was a conscientious objector in the fight.
You know, people always pick out the other team's best hitter in that discussion.
I said, hey, that's over, man. That's between 2 guys, not 2 teams.
Hunter Pence probably should have gotten a citation from the Coast Guard for his rescue of Strickland last night. Jason Worth puts it away, 2 down.
Right, the Coast Guard gives you citations?
A good citation.
June 9th, the first 25,000 fans get a citation from the Coast Guard and a Tanner Roark bobblehead. That's courtesy of PNC Bank. Visit Nationals.com/tickets for more details. There, you see the citation guy on the deck ready to give citations?
Yeah.
Look out, Hunter.
That guy on the disabled list has to be driving everybody nuts. Don't you think?
Absolutely.
He is something else. Hunter Pence.
I had managers start me on occasion because they were just sick of having me on the bench.
Got a left hamstring, and he's expected to go out on a rehab in the next day or 2. I'll say one thing for the Giants. If they send somebody to Sacramento for a rehab, it's a lot warmer than it is here.
It is.
You can go over there and get whatever done in your hometown that you want to, because once you get a little inland here, things warm up in a hurry.
About 100 miles from here. It's 105 in the summer, and it's 50 here.
So he's wearing out Brandon Crawford now. 0-1. That's a ball. To Aaron Hill.
This guy's a gnat killer, by the way. He's on the list. I
He
feel
broke
like.
up an 0 for 10 with that base hit.
Yeah.
Got their rally going. He was 0 for 9, pardon me, and 3 for 29. Is it playable? Wieters.
Willie Mays.
Say, hey, nice play by the Nats catcher. We're going to the 4th. It's a 3-2 lead.
The Nats were here last year. Guys all over the bases. Ryan Zimmerman picks off a line drive. Denard Span didn't know it didn't hit the ground. And it's Zimmerman with a 3-5 triple play. First triple play in Nationals history.
Tell the fans what you told me when we saw this earlier today about Zim's reaction.
That's the second most excited Ryan Zimmerman's ever been to the night the Nats went to their first playoff in 2012.
And you nailed it. You're absolutely right. He went nuts in the dugout when they clinched in 2012, and in that one, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, because Ryan was here for all the tough times and all the pain. Got called up in September, the Nationals' first year in 05. Been there, done that with this organization. And he also has some of the funniest on-field reactions you'll ever see, like he did a minute ago when Wieters caught that pop-up.
There it is. So he goes say hey, and then Ryan just kind of pats him, and
you had it all the way. And that Gio's and bat's going to buy him sliders and curves and all kind of junk here. Gio, by the way, is a 200 hitter this year, 4 for 20. He's going to put it in play. One hopper. Nats road ahead, driven by your local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyFirst.com. Max Scherzer tomorrow night against Matt Cain. Scherzer 5-3, Cain 3-3. Max owes the Giants a couple. He's only 2-4 career with a 5.5 ERA and 6 starts against San Fran. Matt Cain's also one of the best hitting pitchers in baseball in the last decade or so. Trey Turner's 2 for 2. Samardzija pulling out the whole arsenal here.
I'm telling you, he struck Bryce Harper out with the bases loaded, 1 out. His night has done a 180.
Only the Murphy double since. So Posey sets up further outside. They used to call that wasting a pitch. We kind of have refined that now. You don't want to waste anything in baseball. That's kind of showing him something away.
You don't waste anything anywhere ever, because then you're wasteful.
It's not good waste management.
No, it isn't.
And Samardzija able to knock that one down. Don't lob it over there too slowly. That was a lollipop, and Turner almost beat it out.
What the heck?
One more second of hang time, and he's safe.
Careful, Jeff Samardzija. Trey Turner can run. Easy out, right? I got it. Just lollipop it over. And Trey Turner almost beat that out. That would have been awesome, by the way. Look at Turner hustle. 21.9 miles an hour down the line in a game where guys don't run 90 feet hard every time. Tip your cap to Trey Turner.
Well done. Jason Worth, 2 hard hit balls. One a line drive out to center. The other one a clean single that set up the bases loaded situation.
I mean, every
2
kid,
innings ago.
Sorry, Carp. Every kid watching tonight should watch what Trey Turner just did and do that every single time you run to first. It really doesn't take a whole lot of ability. And it's the way you're supposed to play the game.
And if you're still up watching, kids, you got great parents.
That's how you do it. That fires me up. Yeah,
1-1.
What time is it?
11:33.
Yeah, get to bed, punks.
Out of play.
It's way too late.
They know who's on deck. You kidding me?
Oh, that's right. You stay up for one more batter, then that's it.
And you could say, please make it out, Jason. I get a whole nother inning out of this.
One more batter, and you have to go to bed. And I don't want to hear another word out of you.
Somewhere in this ballpark, I can hear your 2 kids laughing at you right now.
Hey, they were on the baseball clock their whole lives. They went to bed at 1 o'clock in the morning whenever I got home from the ballpark. Midnight, 1 o'clock, whatever it was.
2-2. Worth another line drive. Look at this thing roll and roll and roll. He's going to dig for 3 here. Into third base is Jason Worth with his first triple of the year, and the dugout loves it.
That was worth staying up for. They hate triples here in San Francisco. You can hear them.
That's Jason Worth's 22nd career triple.
Boy, he hit the tar out of the ball his first time up to center. He smoked the fastball, almost went over Hernandez's head. Single last time up, and now a triple in what they call Triples Alley here at AT Park. Look at the 38-year-old fly around the bases. And I don't know about you, but I don't think of him as a 38-year-old ever. I don't know why I just said that. That was
the way he's playing.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper 0 for 2, bouncer to first, then a taken third strike. That really wasn't a strike with the bases loaded, but Jeff Samardzija made a close pitch and got the call. .95 tailing away.
Well, everything from Samardzija to Bryce has been away tonight. And if he thinks left center here, maybe hitting one through Christian Arroyo's chest at shortstop, that way he'll get the job done. But in his defense, he wants to probably yank one in the water like he did in the playoffs in 2014. He's thinking that way. That was an opposite field stroke.
Ooh. Buster Posey holding it for a while.
Ooh. Close.
Nissan.
What you got, Cart?
Outside.
Good call. Getting there.
Bryce Harper 3 for 14 career with an RBI against Samardzija, who's 4 pitches from 100 in the 4th inning. If it's close, time to hack. That's a nasty curveball on which to stay alive.
Giants bullpen cruising out there right now.
Samardzija due to bat third in the bottom of the 4th, and he may not be around to pitch next inning, even though it's a 1-run game. Or will it stay a 1-run game?
These guys have had some good battles tonight, man. I think a 10-pitch affair the first time, or the second time, excuse me, in the 2nd inning. And now locking horns here again. Jeff Samardzija got a borderline strike called to go his way 3-2 against Bryce last at bat. And here they go again. This is good stuff.
Brian Morris 3-2 with Worth at third. Bryce Harper strikes out looking again. 0 for 3 tonight. Giants fans are loving it. Is that Samardzij's last pitch of the game?
Backdoor cutter again. Didn't come back and get the plate. Almost the same pitch as his last at bat. Bryce Harper couldn't stand it. Stayed in the game.
Baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
That's the Roberto Clemente Bridge in Pittsburgh. Right?
Right next to the Rock of Gibraltar.
Yeah, you're right.
No problem for that big freighter coming into the bay. So Samardzij has handled Bryce Harper 3 times tonight, 2 of his 5 strikeouts. We'll find out soon if he's still in the game. He's due to bat third. Gio back to work. Christian Arroyo, the hitter.
Bryce had a nice long discussion with Mike DeMuro after that called third while we went to break. Very calm. Told him he didn't think it was a strike. They talked it out. Stayed in the ball game, which is the most important thing in a 3-2 game. And I think a younger Bryce Harper might have thrown his bat and got ejected. He calmly talked to Mike DeMuro and told him he didn't think it was a strike, a lot like Daniel Murphy would have done it.
Two and 1 to Arroyo.
There it is. I mean, they just talked it out. I'm not buying it. Thought it was outside.
Good way to handle things.
Did you see my right hook yesterday? You don't want a piece of me.
2-2. Now that would get you tossed.
I got that in my back pocket. Did you see?
You're gone.
Did you see me yesterday? Don't make me.
Curveball, good one. Came all the way back into the strike zone. Turner guns out Arroyo for the first out. Number 8 hitter Gorkys Hernandez is up.
So this is the second inning. Great duel between Jeff Samardzij and Bryce Harper. This is bases loaded 3-2 pitch. Backdoor cutter 92, strike 3, looking. And this is the last one. Backdoor cutter, strike 3, a little closer, looking. I don't know if either one were strikes, but the last one closer than the first one.
Gorkys Hernandez, a costly walk 1 on, 1 out, bottom of the second. Walked him in front of Samardzija, who Gio struck out. But that got that kid to the plate, Orlando Caliste, and he drove in 2 with a double. Why the Giants are right back in it. Kelby Tomlinson hauled up today when they put Michael Morse on the 7-day DL for a concussion. And this one out to center for Michael A. Taylor, and he didn't see how shallow it was. So the number 8 man's on for the second time.
Yeah, Michael A. misjudged this one. He thought it was right to him, and then before he could make the adjustment, the ball dropped. You see Hernandez right there off the end of the bat. Watch Michael A. I got this, not a problem. Oh, wait. I don't know if the wind knocked that down or he just misread it. Either way, the ball falls in, and Michael A. will tell you that's what he usually catches.
So Samardzija's done after 4 innings, 3 runs on 9 hits. He didn't walk anybody. Struck out 5. And the bespectacled Kelby Tomlinson, Giants 12th rounder 6 years ago. 106 games in parts of 2 seasons. 299 big league hitter with a couple of home runs. Grew up not far from Coda Glover, a little town called Chickasha, Oklahoma. High fly ball to right. And Bryce Harper has it. So Gio making some things happen pretty quickly. 2 down here in the 4th.
Did you say Chick-fil-A, Oklahoma? Because if you did, I want to move there.
Chickasha.
Oh, all right.
I don't know if they're big enough to have a Chick-fil-A. Here's Orlando Caliste.
This guy reminds me a little bit of Andre Dawson in his setup and Vladimir Guerrero, the way he went down and got that ball for the double last time on his swing. Just throwing Hall of Famers out there for a guy that got his first career hit today, but he's been impressive.
Then he got another one. Hernandez 4 for 4 stealing. Hard hit right at Murphy. Kid's had 3 great at bats. Gio Gonzalez has only given up 2 singles since the 2nd inning and leads 3-2. Zimmerman next.
Zimmerman to the 2017 All-Star Game. Ryan Zimmerman. Vote 20 times Ryan Zimmerman. Select the Nationals as your favorite club to receive 50% off Ryan Zimmerman. Select game tickets Ryan Zimmerman. For all details, Ryan Zimmerman, visit nationals.com/Ryan Zimmerman or vote for Ryan Zimmerman. Is that subliminal enough? I think I got my point across. Vote for that guy, darn it, right now. Go to your computer.
He's having a nice year. So here's Mazda with our do-ups and career at AT Park. Ryan Zimmerman, a lot of extra base hits. Daniel Murphy the same, and some RBIs to go with it. Anthony Rendon 239 here. 30-year-old right-hander Brian Morris. Nats have seen him with the Pirates and the Marlins. Free agent with the Giants, signed last December 9th. We check some of the matchups here. Zimmerman steps in 0 for 3 career with a walk against the right-hander. So Samardzija Dunn, 100 pitches in 4 innings, 67 strikes. Going to be a long night for the Giants bullpen.
You're hoping you get more than 4 out of your starter. Although he pitched pretty well after the first.
Yeah, we saw the whole arsenal after that.
Yeah, fastball, slider, cutter from Brian Morris. Fastball 93.
Good take. Ryan Zimmerman 41 RBIs now. Same number as Bryce. 2-2 pitch. Got him down low. When you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Brought to you by PNC Bank. We've been keeping an eye on Victor Robles for the last year and a half. So last 12 games, he's still only 20, doing very well. Since he came off the DL May 1st, hitting just under 290, but great power numbers with 5 homers and 14 batted in, scoring 16 runs. High A Potomac, one of the best P-Nats out there. And one of the best hitters in baseball is 3 for 3 tonight. Daniel Murphy, 61 hits on the year as he goes the other way beautifully.
Another Wade Boggs piece from Daniel Murphy. Watch this one. Fastball down away. Just strokes at the left center. He's so good, man. Seriously. Knock it off.
Inside the Numbers brought to you by Jeep. On the road, multi-hit guys. Murphy and Matt Kemp. Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon's the overall league leader with 23 multi-hit games, and Murphy just got, actually earlier, just got his 19th.
Tell you, every hitter in baseball wishes they could swing like Daniel Murphy, with no movement in your lower half, your head perfectly still, and then barrel to baseball, which I think is a gift. And then he just takes that gift through hard work and approach, and kind of a cerebral approach makes it work for him to perfection.
With his 3 hits tonight, Daniel Murphy's now hitting right around 360 on the road.
I mean, we loved him when he was a Met, but now he's just a whole different level. All-star, MVP candidate, batting title contender. Fun to watch. The Wade Boggs thing isn't far off. I think he's right up there with him.
2-0 to Rendon. Anthony, base hit left field. Two on, 1 out, and Rendon 2 for 7 career with that hit against Brian Morris with Wieters coming up.
can go ahead and vote for Anthony Rendon too if you want on the All-Star thing. Why not?
Matt Wieters looking for his first hit tonight. And he faces Brian Morris for the first time. Odd stat of the night just sent our way by the Giants. Jeff Samardzija, only the 4th pitcher to throw 100 pitches and walk nobody while going only 4 innings.
Since 1913.
How about that? Rick Porcello, Luke Hochevar, and Brian Ricard the others. And another base hit for the Nats. Wieters to left. Henley has to hold the runner with Caliste playing shallow. And the bases are loaded for Michael A. Taylor.
Well, the Nats have been looking for that big knock tonight, and hopefully Michael A. Taylor for Dusty Baker and the ball club can figure it out right here, right now. Nice at bat by Matt Wieters going the other way. Good hold by Bob Henley at third. Daniel Murphy had been out by a mile, and they need a big one right here in a 3-2 ball game in the 5th.
Michael A. Taylor has had some success against Brian Morris. Career 3 for 7. That infield is crowded. Brandon Belt way off the line at first. Wieters can get about a 15-foot, 20-foot leadoff next to him. Taylor goes up swinging.
That grand slammer was in Arizona, wasn't it?
It was, after Bryce got tossed one night. This is huge. Giants got a couple in the second. Ball game has settled down since then. Gio continues to get outs, and Dusty would love to get a 2 or 3 run lead back. The way his starters have been going, which also has bolstered the bullpen seriously. Taylor up the middle with a base hit. Murphy scores. Here comes Rendon. And the Nats are back up by 3. Michael A. Taylor, a 2-hit night. 4 in a row. The line's moving like crazy.
That was huge. When you're hitting 8th and you have bases loaded, 1 out, and the pitcher on deck, you're the guy that has to expand your zone to drive in runs. Not an easy job. And Michael A. Taylor does it once again. Mikey T, as his teammates call him, comes through with a big knock up the middle to make this a 5-2 game.
Giants expecting bunt from Gio. He's going to lay off that high fastball. Michael A. Taylor's back up around 300 now, his last 17 games. Brandon Belt really creeping in at first. Gio lays it down to the pitcher, and everybody's safe as Morris mishandles it. Looked like he was trying to wheel for a throw to third. It'll be a sacrifice E1.
Is he all right? Gio all right? Did he hurt something running to first? I'm checking him out right now. You can look at that. I just had a flashback of the playoffs and Madison Bumgarner mishandled the bunt. And you remember last time he had that rib cage issue at home. Remember he was playing with his rib?
Yeah, he was swinging hard a couple times in that game.
And you could do that running. Let's see if you see anything here. Yeah, he's decelerating slowly, and he grabbed for his rib there at the end. No trainers. All right, now time to break it open if you're the Nats. Dusty Baker's thinking.
Bases loaded again. Still only 1 out. Trey Turner 2 for 3. And he's 0 for 1 career against Brian Morris, who's given up 4 hits in a row and then mishandled a bunt. Nats lead 5-2.
Good take.
Yep. That was a strike for a while. The Nationals have 13 hits in 4 1/3 innings. All right, time to shorten up that swing. Trey real long on that one.
Take 2 and go to right. Or swing at 2 and go to right.
Mr. Posey tried to frame it up. Literally. 2-2. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
Pretty close, huh?
Turner. Almost impossible to double up, so they come home for the force out.
Smart play.
Weeders out, 2 down. 6-2 engineered by Christian Arroyo. Well, good morning to you back home. Nats have their late night hitting going tonight here in San Francisco. BCFP DK on Masson. And the Nats have a 5-2 lead. Jason Worth has had 3 great at bats tonight, so this inning is far from over for Brian Morris. 2 for 8 career against the right-hander.
Hit the ball hard every single time up tonight.
See if the Nats can make the Giants pay for giving him that 4th out.
I think the wind's blowing out to right. I'm looking, and 1 minute it's gusting out to right. I mean, if Jason Worth gets something up in Triple's alley, it's going. It is howling out to right all of a sudden.
Hit a low laser out there for 3 bags last time. Here's the thing about Jason Worth with the bases loaded. You're going to have to throw him a couple of strikes. As a rule, he never gets himself out.
Well, he's going to be pumping right here. He's going to let it rip. He gets to a 2-0 count. He's thinking, I'm putting this one on ice.
Three 3-0 as he takes the slider.
I'm going to say no.
I think this is a great time to take.
Yeah. I mean, he might be swinging here, and he's thinking about it right now. He's flipping coins in his head. Heads, I swing. Tails, I don't. But you're going to get the same pitch 3-1. He loves 3-0, but with the bases loaded and all 3 pitches missing by a lot, I don't know. We'll see. Here we go. It's a good take.
Amazing numbers on 3-1. That's up and in, and the Nats lead 6-2. And Bryce Harper will be the 9th man to bat in the inning. Harper against Morris' career, 2 for 6, 2 home runs, 3 batted in.
15 homers, 41 RBI. Second time up tonight for Bryce Harper with the bases loaded. He ain't waiting around for Mike DeMuro to make a decision this time, I'll tell you that.
Giants bullpen busy again. Corey Guerin, retired Trey Turner last night, his only batter. Five hits, a sacrifice, an error, and an RBI walk in the inning.
I mean, just get one in the air to right field. You usually don't see the wind blowing like this here at AT&T, not straight out to right. Usually it blows across from right to left. I guess it is for right now.
Two the count. Yep, close enough.
I mean, from a hitter's standpoint here, you've struck out twice tonight looking on pitches away, backdoor cutters from Jeff Samardzija. There's a tendency mentally to expand your zone and not leave it up to the umpire. If in your mind you think they were balls, which we showed one was close, you have a tendency to swing here at maybe something you normally wouldn't because you don't want to leave it up to that guy. And which is okay. You just don't want to swing at anything too far out.
Harper left center, high in the air and playable. What a crazy night. The Nats have 13 hits and Bryce Harper's 0 for 4 in 5 innings. 3 big ones on the board in the 5th.
Tonight, did a nice job of getting out of a jam in the first inning, and then helping himself out with an RBI single. So he's gone 4 innings, giving up 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts, a couple of walks. Daniel Murphy liking what Gio did right there, pointing at Wilmer Defoe. Wants to go out and give him a hug and sing a love song to him. So 60 pitches, 35 for strikes. 15 minutes can save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you can save. Bryce's helmet fell off. Did you see that? The last at bat. I mean, he hit that ball well. I think the wind cut this in half. I thought it was good enough to go, but watch this. Clean up after yourself, put the helmet back on. Pretty good hack by Bryce. Just like I said, the wind was blowing across the other way and knocked that ball down.
All right, bottom 5, 2-3-4 for the Giants. Nunez 0 for 2, as is Brandon Bell. And then there's Buster Posey. Different story.
Just missed.
Two ground balls to Turner by Nunez. Completely fooling the hitter. And a funky swing. Gio first 4 innings, 60 pitches, 35 strikes. Hot shot to Turner. 3 ground balls to short by Nunez tonight.
I want one of these, by the way. I'm going to rock this in the open. Flex your muscles and start working on your summer tan with a Flag Day Patriotic tank top presented by Budweiser. First 15,000 fans ages 21 and up on Wednesday, June 14th, receive the special giveaway commemorating the 240th anniversary of the adoption of the U.S. flag. The U.S. flag was adopted. Visit nationals.com/tickets for details.
Brandon Belt, strikeout, ground ball to short. Zimmerman is going to pick that one off. Kept his cool. Gio's over there, 2 outs. That's 4 ground ball outs now in the last 2 innings. 7 in the game.
Gio looked like he was feeling something running to first, but he gets over there fine. Beating Brandon Belt to the base. You say that 5 times fast. Beating Brandon Belt to the base.
Rendon gives him a breather. Well, here's Buster Posey, who's been on base 5 straight times. And with Hunter Pence on the DL and the rest of the team basically not hitting, you'll give Buster all the singles he wants in a 3-game series.
And you'll pitch around him in a big situation every time you can, too.
Sure. I remember Whitey Herzog once saying, I can wait for offense. I can't wait for pitching and defense. But Bruce Bochy's been waiting for offense for over 50 games.
Well, every time he has a bad night, it's all he has to do is look at his 3 World Series rings and feel a lot better about himself. So if you're looking for sympathy here, you're not going to get it. I mean, right? Every time you have a bad night, just line him up and sit there and light candles around them and have a little,
have a glass of wine
have
or
a glass
brew.
of wine, a bottle of wine, and just be like, yeah, we're not doing too good, but look at these things, how shiny they are. I know that's what I would do. Having a bad day? Look at your World Series rings. Not ring, rings.
The Dodgers have overtaken Colorado for first place. They've won 6 in a row. They've got about 5 days to cool off before the Nats get there. They're on the road right now, and they've won the first 2 of a series in St. Louis.
Yeah, get it all out of your system, Dodgers. Like I said, Bryce's first at bat in Dodger Stadium, if he's not suspended, will be awesome because he's going to get the biggest standing ovation ever.
2-2. Buster Posey to right, and it's another single. What a series he's having. 4 for 5. 2 walks. Justin Ruggiano is next. So Gio still doesn't have a 1-2-3 inning, but pitching well, scattering some hits. That is some kind of hook.
Big bender. Slow 75. Took a little off.
Threw him another one. Tried to bury it. Ruggiano not biting. Then a changeup, floating and floating, and not reachable. Gio Gonzalez, first strikeout since the 2nd inning. He's in command.
6-2 Nats after the 3-run fifth as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for each of the first 200 home runs the Nationals hit this season. Lexus, experience amazing.
Corey Guerin, one batter, Trey Turner last night in the 9th inning. So this is his 21st appearance. 18 hits in 20 innings. Control numbers not good. 14 walks, 14 strikeouts. Ryan Zimmerman 0 for 1 against him, career.
Excuse me, Carp. Fastball slider change. Fastball 91. Lots of sliders at 84.
Some run on that number 1. Ryan tonight, RBI double, first inning, couple of strikeouts. He leads off like he did last inning.
This guy looks dirty. Tough to pick up. Sidearm slinger, lots of run on it. I wouldn't want to hit right-handed off him, I'll tell you that.
He's perfect tonight, Daniel Murphy is. And that's pretty nasty. Strikeout of Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, check out Wade Boggs going 3 for 3 tonight. There's Wade's first hit. Lousy single scored Ryan Zimmerman. Cruises into second. There's Wade's double down the right field line, cruising into second. And there's Wade hitting one over shortstop, cruising into first. So Wade Boggs 3 for 3. I'm sticking to that.
Batting average up to 330 now.
You know what I'd like to do someday? Just a side-by-side of the two swings. The stance is everything.
Yeah. They're similar in body build.
Yes.
I mean, there's so much alike between the great Boggs and the always very good Murphy.
Wade's hands were lower, right? He kind of stood with his hands kind of out over the plate, away from his body. Murphy's hands a little bit higher, but I feel like once the swing starts, once you get the swing path going and the finish after contact, that's where it starts to get freakishly weird and similar in my mind.
He's 0-for-2 against Corey Guerin career. Posey setting up well outside. He got some plate. Murphy pops it into short left center. Center fielder Quirky Hernandez takes charge, 2 outs. A busy box score. 2 runs, 3 hits first inning. RBI Zimmerman Murphy. Another run in the second. 4 hits. RBI Gio. And then, of course, the big blow in that 3-run 5th inning, Michael A. Taylor's 2-run single. So the Nats number 8 man 2 for 3.
The one thing different from Wade Boggs and Daniel Murphy is Murph's never going to drink 107 beers on a flight coast to coast. The old urban legend about Wade Boggs.
107,
yeah.
Wow.
Pretty. I think Wade called an Uber on that one.
Pretty sure. I know Daniel's got a great diet, but probably doesn't eat as much chicken as Wade Boggs did. Who reportedly ate chicken before every game. The secret to his hitting.
I'm watching the swings right now on YouTube, and once the swing starts, it's pretty similar. His hands were just lower, and he was more chest over the plate. They kind of look a little alike, too.
He's got some run on that fastball. Anthony Rendon, 1 plate appearance, a walk. against Guerin career. Three and two.
You know, Boggs was a terrible third baseman in the minor leagues. He made like 50+ errors a year, and he turned himself into a really good defender. And I mean, there's also another comparison, since we're wearing it out, or I am at least.
Yeah, I think Boggs had the distinction, as Rendon will fly one to right, of leading the leagues in errors early in his career and then going on to win a Gold Glove later. 1, 2, 3 for Corey Guerin. And all the talk of last night, the pitching tonight of Gio Gonzalez hasn't had a 1-2-3 inning yet. Gave up a couple of hits to a rookie who the Nats don't know anything about. That brought in their 2 runs, but Gio's been outstanding in this game.
He's grinding. That's what he's done all year. It seems like he picks up the pace a little bit with runners in scoring position. We told you about the 111 average against with runners in scoring position. So, you know, in the past when it would start to unravel, that wasn't the case. So, yeah, we like what we're seeing from Gio's. Got a base hit, an RBI, doing well.
And good run support, too, from his teammates, we might add, as this one goes to the bottom of the 6th inning. Nats trying to win a series tonight. And how good would that sound with Max Scherzer ready tomorrow night?
We just scared everybody awake with that on camera right there. Ah.
Special hello to all of you about to go out on your paper routes.
Nobody delivers papers anymore, Bob.
Somebody has to.
Oh. All you milkmen out there ready to go deliver milk.
Do papers drop? They drop from drones now on your front step?
People just read it online.
Hill, Arroyo, Hernandez. Bottom 6, Gio comes into this inning, 80 pitches, 47 strikes. He's gone at least 6 innings 7 times this year. And he walks the leadoff guy. Aaron Hill on for the 2nd time.
Might get a little action down there at the end of the dugout. Keep an eye on it. Let's see. Pitch count nice at 85.
Arroyo, fly ball to center, ground ball to short. Giants box at least a hit in every inning. Their only runs produced by the kid just up from Sacramento, Orlando Caliste. First inning single, 2-run double in the second. Gio's only given up 3 harmless singles since that time. 2 of those to Buster Posey. Oh-2. Off speed and a base hit.
This could be a two-handed trip by Mike Maddox. We'll see. Just giving him a break. Maybe giving the bullpen time. That's a one-handed trip. You have to leave one hand to cover your lips for lip reading purposes.
Marquis Hernandez now. He has walked, scored, and blooped a single in center. Nick Hundley, their other catcher, on deck to hit for Guerin. And he will hit in this inning unless the Nats pull another triple play in San Francisco.
Well, we always talk about the empty the tank portion of the outing for Max Scherzer. This is right now for Gio Gonzalez. Got a 4-run lead, a walk and a hit. This is where you have to take things into your own hands. Like, I got this. Here we go. Not anybody in the bullpen, not the pitching coach coming out. You know, you've been in the big leagues for a long time. You're a really good left-handed pitcher. Take the bull by the horns and figure it out right here, right now.
In the air to left. Ball's not going anywhere in this wind. Jason Worth has it for the first out.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now the double play could end the inning, and you have a catcher stepping into the batter's box in Nick Hundley. Gio has thrown 10 double play ground balls this season.
I don't know how well Gio's feeling right now either. Kind of wincing around the mound after that fly ball was hit. We'll keep an eye on him.
Hundley 3 for 9 career against him with a run batted in. After using Kelby Tomlinson, Hundley's the only right-handed bat Bruce Bochy had left on his bench. Crawford, Panic, and Span, all lefties. We would probably be seeing Michael Morse here, but due to a concussion, he's on the 7-day DL. Mac Williamson optioned back to AAA today. Good looking hook. 0-2.
That's what I'm talking about. Get in that strike zone. Do it yourself. Empty the tank.
1-2 for a check swing.
So this is what we picked up. Guys working hard in the tape room. This is between innings, right before the bottom of the third. Little slippage after a pitch. Could be something, could be nothing. I don't know. Keep an eye on it. Kind of hobbled down the line after he hit the base on a sacrifice bunt.
One ball, 2 strikes. Big slow curveball, and that's a strikeout. Hundley missed it, and Gio has K number 5.
And here's the sacrifice bunt I was talking about. In the 5th, check him out right there, kind of treading lightly, and this is just now. He's feeling something. What? I couldn't tell you.
All right, here's Orlando Caliste again. He's hit the ball hard 3 times against Gio. 2 for 3. Couple of RBIs. He's been the man for the Giants tonight with his first 2 big league hits. Hill walked, Arroyo singled, but that was 2 outs ago. Perfect. 90 with run under the hands of the right-hander.
Good frame, good pitch. Caliste didn't like it. Not a wise move for a young player to turn around and talk to an ump, because your strike zone just got bigger.
A 3-hour veteran talking to a 20-year veteran. 1-2. He's actually only been in the big leagues for 2 hours and 24 minutes.
Hey, he's got his time.
I know, it's that service time, man, every day. Every day.
Yeah, people always ask me, did you get a pension? You get one from the day you get to the big leagues. It just gets bigger every single day. It's prorated and it maxes out at 10 years. So if you play 10 years in the big leagues, you get the same pension as a guy that played 20. But up to 10 years, where you're fully vested, meaning you get full retirement for the rest of your life when you, I think, turn 60 or 62. I don't know what it is. So right now, Caliste has 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2-2. Matt Wieters went backhand on that. And the ball bounces back to the barrier on a wild pitch.
I mean, he just went out there and looked like he got crossed up, right? He looked like he was looking for a fastball and then got the curve. Look at.
Oh, yeah.
He reached up for a second, then realized it was a curve. Watch him reach up. Whoa. Wait, we just talked about it.
3-2. It's only a 4-run lead in jeopardy here. And he's out! 90 on a fastball low in the zone.
That's why you don't turn around and talk to a major league umpire when you're a rookie, because you're not going to get the call.
To the 7th. Paint somewhere near the inside edge. Now time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Big blow to the Red Sox now. Dustin Pedroia is hurt again. They do activate the former Giant, Pablo Sandoval. Mike Trout, you talk about big blows, maybe up to 2 months with surgery upcoming on that torn ligament left thumb. First time in his career. Edinson Volquez was 0-8. Overall, 0-7 as a Marlin before he finally got a win. So it's 761 miles to spring training and 6.2 miles to a lot of bad memories for outfielders here in San Francisco. Here's Derek Law, their 4th pitcher of the night, 26-year-old right-hander. 25th game for Law. 24 hits, 22 in the 3rd innings. 8 walks, 20 strikeouts. Here's Matt Wieters facing him for the first time. 6-2 Nats as we go top 7. There's no activity in the bullpen, so is Gio good for another inning?
I'm gonna say yeah, based on there's no activity in the bullpen.
He's thrown 102 pitches.
Law fastball, slider, curveball change. Fastball 94. First batters have had some success.
Wieters high in the air to left. Brandon Belt has moved from first to left, and he's got it.
Now, just like we promised you earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here is your Miller moment. Big part of the game, right? Michael A. Taylor, it seems like he gets clutch hit after clutch hit this year. Whether he's pulling the Nats back in a game or he's padding the lead. Michael A. in the 5th inning, base it up the middle, scores a few. And another big knock.
.1-0 fastball up, and he was ripping. Gio is on deck, by the way. Bantering with the fans there. And that take on the breaking ball gets the count in Michael A's favor. So Buster Posey, catcher to first. Nick Hundley stays in to catch. Caliste from left to center. We've already seen Brandon Belt.
I was getting a coffee, thanks.
Another one?
Sleep when you're dead, baby.
As his career goes on, you'll see Buster play more there. Although they've got a very good first baseman in Brandon Belt. Full count, 1 out. Taylor takes the walk and he runs out of there. On for the 3rd time tonight. And if we were home right now, Gio would be getting a very nice ovation. Coming up for his 4th at bat here in the 7th inning.
I'm standing.
Trying to work long and hard for his 4th win of the year tonight. Tanner Roark got his 5th last night here. Gio, they just want him to lay down a bunt, get back to the dugout. That's what all that means.
You could yell it right now at this point. Hey, lay down a bunt, go back to the dugout. Everybody knows he's squaring.
He didn't give anything away right there.
He didn't.
Michael A, 3 out of 4 this season.
Leaning.
That's strike 2.
Lay it down, go back to the dugout sign. Although you got to lay it down fair on this one, or you will go back to the dugout either way. Close, had a lean going. You remember he stole second, I think in the second inning after his base hit when Gio was squaring around the bunt. Then Gio drove him in, I believe.
Yeah, I was wondering if Michael might go halfway, come back, and Nick Hundley would be the second Giants catcher to throw one into center field.
Look at that lead.
It's a good bunt. All right, Gio, go back in the dugout. Sit down. Just like they called it. 1-3 on the sacrifice. 2 outs.
Take a load off. Nice bunt. Way to go. While the Nats are on the road, head down to the Fitz on May 31st to cheer on our future national stars. Take part in Winning Wednesdays featuring 9 innings of raffles and giveaways. Visit PotomacNationals.com to purchase tickets.
Trey Turner 5th at bat tonight. He's 2 for 4. Big drop on that one. He's 1 for 1 with a single against Derek Law.
Looking for a 3 for 5. Turn a 2 for 4 to a 3 for 5.
Chopper. That's a hit. Don't even throw. 2 on, 2 out.
There's your 3 for 5. Nice.
Nats with their first base hit since Taylor's double back in the 5th inning. And maybe he puts a little more pressure on the Giants by turning loose here at first base with 2 outs.
Well, Law's been quick to the plate. He didn't give Michael A. Taylor a chance. His delivery is very, very quick. So we'll see. Jason Worth having a nice night.
Two for 3, 3 hard hit balls, and the bases loaded walk.
You talk about double steal in play here. I know Jason Worth's swinging it, but if Trey goes, Michael Taylor's got to go. And does Bruce Bochy throw through here with 2 outs to try to get Trey Turner? Do they fake pump and try to go for Michael A. at third?
2 fastest guys at the corners.
I mean, you got to love this situation if you're Dusty Baker.
Turner holding. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And up by 4, it's a great time. It's not that big a gamble, right? Try to make it a 5-run lead, take it out of slam range.
Off speed, smothered by Hundley. Ball 2.
I mean, Bryce has a chance to come up for the 3rd time tonight with the bases loaded here if Jason reaches. How many times you get up 3 times in one game with the bases loaded?
Hardly ever. In there, counts even, 2-2.
Steals in play big time right here. 2 strikes, 2 outs. The old third to first move has been outlawed, like everything else fun in baseball.
And with Turner on the move, Worth fouls it out of play.
That back swiped. Great jump. I'm telling you, that old third to first move as a base stealer, it would make you hang out for a click longer, just to make sure he wasn't doing that. Now you don't have to. As soon as the foot comes up, you bolt.
Turner has 1 tonight. Holding that time, and Worth another foul.
Slide step, but he was in a hurry to get the ball to the plate. He almost balked. And if he doesn't come set, it's a run. Just kind of rolled through it right there. I don't know if he stopped.
Jason Worth went, the inning's over. The Nats have stranded 10, but they've scored 6. Broadcast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the Washington Nationals. And you cannot go down Lombard Street without being able to read that. That's a base hit to lead off the 7th by Eduardo Nunez. For the Giants, their second extra base hit all night. Nunez 1 for 4. Matt Albers up.
Well, you think this is Gio's last hitter right here, Brandon Belt, and then Matt Albers for Buster Posey. So Dusty Baker hoping Gio gives it a finish right here and gets the Giants lefty.
Brandon Belt tonight, strikeout, couple of grounders. Up there early, and that's foul. Nice play, Octavio. So here are the staff leaders as far as guys going 7. Giants have had it happen 24 times. And that's a chance to make it to 20 tonight if Gio gets through this inning. All brought to you by PNC Bank.
Nunez 13 stolen bases. I don't think he's going anywhere down by 4 with nobody out, though. If that was a fastball, Gio's toast. That was 86.
Shift is on. Good looking curveball. Didn't get the call. 10 o'clock here in San Fran. Wee hours back home for you all. Thanks for being with us. Late night Nats baseball from San Francisco. And a 6-2 lead, but a long way to go. 9 outs to get.
You know, tomorrow night during the game, you're going to be in June and we're still going to be in May.
Unbelievable.
We'll be in a different month than everybody back home. Around 9 our time. Think about that.
Deep left center. Taylor gonna run it down. Tagging and going to third, Nunez. All that matters at this point are outs. And I'm sure Dusty saw the depth of that one. And we'll see if the move is coming now with Posey coming in.
I'm surprised Dusty's not on the mound right now. Gio's on fumes. And that ball was hit by Brandon Belt. There was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. There was an 86 in there, and he's staying in the game. Here comes Mike Maddox. Did you see Matt Albers? He's shaking his head. And I have to admit, I am too. Gio is on fumes right now, and Dusty is trying to milk another out of him. I think Gio was thinking, this is my last hitter. Same thing I said. Let me get Brandon Belt out and turn it over to my guys. Dusty sending Mike Maddox out. Might have thrown Gio for a loop. And I know it threw Matt Albers for a loop. You saw his reaction down there. All right, Gio, let's go.
Mike Maddox will make the pitching change.
Wow.
Maybe Dusty said go out there, see how he feels, and if it's not in it, maybe you look in his eyes, FP, and you can tell that he's done.
Well, I could look at the radar gun and tell he's done. He's throwing 86 miles an hour. He gave it everything he had, and he's got some sort of lower body issue going on.
If you need expert printing, the UPS store has you covered. Together, there's nothing we can't solve. It's the UPS store. Call to the bullpen.
Brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Proudly serving the armed forces and their families for over 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA. All calm and quiet on the waters now outside of AT Park here. Interesting sequence there. Pitching change has been made. Gio goes 6 1/3. Matt Albers facing Buster Posey, who's 0 for 3 career against him.
A two-seam fastball, slider, occasional change. Yeah, that threw me for a loop too. I had no idea that Mike Maddox was making a pitching change, and I think you nailed it, Carp. I think he went out there, asked him a question, didn't hear the right answer, and Dusty said, hey, if he don't look at you the right way, go ahead and make a change yourself. I don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what the discussion was before that we showed you. Dusty talking to Maddox, like, hey, see what he's got left, and go ahead and make a change if you want. And they're still talking about it. I like that. You know, hey, let your coaches coach.
Nothing says the manager has to make pitching changes. Only. 1-1. Slider, low and away.
You know, it would be tough if you were a coach to go out there, whether you're Maddox or Dusty, after Max Scherzer yells at you a lot and says, you know, a couple choice words like get the blank off my mound. And then all of a sudden you go out there in your Gio, and he didn't look like he said that much in that trip, and Mike Maddox made the change. I think this is the right matchup regardless of what happens.
Yeah. You do not want to turn a 4-run game into a 2-run game because of one mistake on a guy who's gassed. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball.
See, that's the pitch. Drop that in on Buster Posey's hands, because like we told you yesterday, with 2 strikes, Posey spreads out, tries to get his hands in and go the other way. He might fist one over second base here, but if you keep that sinker in on his hands, there's not a whole lot he can do with it. If you try to trick him with the slider, he's going to get you. Going to hit it hard somewhere. Just live and die with your two-seamer here and see what happens.
Nats fantastic with runners in scoring position tonight. That ball's hit hard. It's another single for Buster Posey. Matt Albers went up and away, and so did the hitter. That charge to Gio, so he'll be done now. 6 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs.
The pitch was the two-seamer down and in, and for some reason they decided to go away, and that's playing right into Buster Posey's hands. Like I told you, with 2 strikes, he's thinking right field, and you did him a favor right there. You see the short, compact swing, no stride, and he's trying to slap it to right. That's what he does with 2 strikes.
This also now.
Come in again, maybe get a grounder to short.
Yeah, this also brings the left-handed part of the Giants bench into play, as Denard Span will hit for Justin Ruggiano. They still have Crawford and Panic in there. This game is far from over. Way far. Out of play. Denard 0 for 4 career against Albers.
Ollie Perez is up right now for Joe Panic or Brandon Crawford, pinch hitting for Aaron Hill or Christian Arroyo coming up next. And trust me, they're in the cage swinging right now, and Bruce Bochy is ready to use them. There's Brandon Crawford. He's got his elbow guard on. He's ready to go.
Nats need a grounder right at somebody. On a pitch up, it's popped up without a play.
Has a Seagull ever speared a foul ball in that play?
I don't know, but there are a lot of empty seats. A lot of folks have gone home, and the Gulls are getting ready for their midnight snack.
They are. Smart ones are on the roof. They're not wasting energy.
They've sent some scouts out for empty sections. Oh, 2 to Span.
think Buster Posey's going to be stealing down by 3.
Oh, 2, and Albers pops him up. Man, the wind blowing that ball around. It turned into an emergency. Turner over there to help. And then Zimmerman hustled to second in case there was a drop and a force play. A lot going on, 2 outs.
That was the most exciting pop up to second base you'll see all year. Watch this. Murph is like, I got it, but wait a minute. And Trey's like, no, you don't have it. I got it. And then Murph jumps over Trey. He's screaming, by the way. I know Daniel Murphy's screaming. Watch him. And then Zimmerman's running to second base to cover because nobody was there. And if we had audio of it, you could see Murph screaming like a little kid. Oh, my God. That guy is hilarious.
2 down. Albers and Aaron Hill. Hill 3 for 9 against him. It's a good looking running 93 there, low in the zone.
I'm telling you, the best description I've ever heard of Daniel Murphy is just he rides his bike to the game with his glove on the handlebars. And he's like a 12-year-old in Little League that just can't wait to play every day and has so much fun playing.
Uh-oh. This pop up. And Murphy's got it.
I love the dugout.
Get on your bike and go home. Mom's calling for dinner.
That is awesome.
Daniel Murphy, 2 plays to end the 7th inning. It's a good hitting ball club with a great pitching staff, but they have as much fun as any group I have ever seen wearing a uniform with a curly W on it.
I'll tell you what, this guy just loves playing baseball, and the guys love playing with him. What's not to love about Daniel Murphy, folks?
Ring, ring. To start defensively a whole lot, but those are 2 pretty stellar plays to end that bottom of the 7th, especially the last one. That was some range right there.
Yeah, in this place with the wind blowing, those were beautiful catches, both of them.
Josh Osich for the Giants. He's the only lefty in their bullpen.
And the fans here can't stand him.
13th appearance. 8 hits in 11 innings. He and Bryce Harper have faced each other. Bryce 0 for 3 against him.
Pretty good fastball, 95. He'll cut it at 91. Lots of curveballs at 76.
There's the hook. Not to be forgotten, big outs by Matt Albers after he gave up the Posey base hit. Check swing, strike 2. Swing and a miss. Bryce Harper 0 for 5 tonight. His teammates are picking him up, though. 1 out, 8th inning. Denard Span in right. Pardon me, center, moving Caliste to right, and then Joe Panik into the ball game at second base. Panik is batting 8th where the pitcher was. 98.
Ryan trying to cash a 1 for 4 into a 2 for 5. Always a big at bat personally.
Oh for 1 career against this lefty. Both sides of the ball for Murphy tonight. Inside, 1 out walk.
So these are big catches when you look at the score and what's going on. 6-3 game. Buster Posey on first. This drops. Buster Posey's on second. There's a runner on first base. And then this one over the shoulder. I mean, you could have a 6-4 game with 2 guys on, and I mean, those were big plays in a close ball game by Daniel Murphy. We had fun with them initially, but when you look at them again, those were huge.
Murphy 3 for 4 tonight. 0 for 2 career against Josh Osich. It's a guy that squeezes every moment out of a ball game that he can.
That's a great way of putting it. Well said. Way better than he rides his bike to the ballpark. I like that.
Pitch up. 0-2.
Remember, he's been under the weather, and I don't know, those first 2 swings, he's been taking off his helmet and trying to refocus. Maybe catching those pop-ups over his shoulder got him dizzy or something.
Off-speed pitch, hit up the middle. Panic. And then the shortstop, Arroyo. 4-6-3. First double play by either team in this series. Nats, Giants. Max Scherzer coming off the near complete game at home against San Diego. 1 out short. He was brilliant, and he's 5-3. He'll be facing another hard-throwing right-hander. That's the Giants' Matt Cain, who's 3-3. Coverage begins at 9:30. Nats Extra on Masson 2.
A 6-3, bottom of the 8th. Hold on and win this one. Max Scherzer tomorrow. How sweet would that be? MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to AppBat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
Arroyo, Panic, Hundley, and Albers. Bottom of the 8th. That's a great slider. Arroyo facing the Nats' 34-year-old right-hander for the first time.
It's a great strike one.
This pitch in baseball. Two and one, keeping it down. Arroyo 1 for 3. 2 for 6 in the series.
See the movement on that. Watch this two-seamer just dart and dive and do everything. I mean, that started outer third, ran back inner third off the plate, and had depth to it where it dropped straight down late. That was nasty.
Holds on too long, 3-2. Yeah, he kind of throws that pitch in the same place. And then the hitter has to figure out, is it coming in or going away? Split-second decision. Joe Panic on deck. Threw him a strike, at least it was for a while. Unhittable. 3 in a row retired.
I mean, just today's game, right? Strikeout, Walker, homer. Watch this swing by Christian Arroyo with 2 strikes. I mean, that's a 3-0 hack with 2 strikes. Head came out, let it rip, slider away. Thanks for coming. Nice pitch by Matt Albers.
Joe Panic facing Albers for the first time. And he runs that one right over the inner edge. Two and one.
There's a tornado of seagulls over McCovey Cove.
Guys reaching, lunging. Some of the best stuff we've seen from Matt Albers this year.
Well, I mean, he just gets it and goes. There's no shaking off, stepping off. Give me the ball, let me throw a strike. And you talk to players, they love playing behind guys like this. You know, he's working fast. He's in the strike zone, and even his misses are close. See if he tries to run back that fastball that he executed for strike one here in a 3-2 count.
Ooh. Oh, that's close.
This is close. Did it run back enough for pitch cast? It didn't for Mike DeMuro. Very close. Goes Joe Panik's way. And Matt Albers knew he just missed strike 3.
Nick Hundley again. Pinch hitting, 6th inning, struck out with 2 men aboard and 1 down. It was a big sequence for Gio, who then struck out Caliste, looking to get the game into the 7th inning. That fastball rights to the outside edge. Hundley 0 for 1 against Matt. So the bullpen about to become active again with Sean Kelly. Might he be the closer tonight?
He might be.
Glover's been pretty busy. Pitching in 3 of the Nats' last 4 games and gathering saves in bunches.
Yeah, Cota doesn't look like he's ready to rock and roll for the 9th, but you never know. He might pop out there in the top of the 9th while his ball club's hitting. Sean Kelly could be the bridge to Cota, so there's no saying he has the night off yet. I didn't talk to Dusty before the game because he was busy talking to Bruce Bochy, as we showed you earlier.
Don't want to go to 3-2 again. He's been full on the first 2 hitters and takes care of Hundley right there. 2 down.
I mean, this sinker is just a turbo sinker, kettlebell sinker, whatever you want to call it. Kettlebell, kettleball, it's past midnight. You know what I mean. Nasty either way. And a big pitch. You don't want to let the Giants get any momentum. Here comes Caliste. The guy's had a big night.
Yeah, we've had to change the graphic several times on this position when he comes up. LF, CF, RF now. And Albers is going to run that back to the outside edge.
I think Caliste might have been asking for time last at bat when we saw him talking to Mike DeMuro, not arguing a call. Then he got back in and took a tough strike 3. Double barrels for Dusty Baker in the bullpen. You know who they are.
Two for 4 debut with the Giants. Full counts on 3 out of 4 hitters here in the 8th.
You go the same sinker you threw to Hundley right here. Started down the middle, let it feed under the hands. Or do you stay away from Caliste, who's got some pop pull side?
Runner on the move, swing and a miss on a pitch that was well off the plate. And Matt Albert's a little bit of a fist pump coming off the mound there. 3 strikeouts in the 8th. He gets the Nats 5 outs in the last 2 innings. Congrats in the dugout. 3 strikeouts, a walk in that 8th inning, and gets this one to the 9th with the Nats on top by 3. Tune into the Nats Extra postgame show presented by WB Mason. When this one's over, Byron Kerner in the studio joining Ray Knight. A lot to talk about for the guys tonight. Again.
Not as much as yesterday, though.
More baseball to chat about.
Yeah.
Josh Osich will stay in the game. 12 pitches, 8 strikes to get 3 batters in the 8th. A walk and a double play. And he faces Anthony Rendon for the first time. This one high in the air to right. Caliste. First out. 9th inning. With more on Matt Albers, here's Dan.
Bob, with Albers putting up yet another scoreless inning, it's worth kind of revisiting his arc with the Nationals. Signed with them to a minor league contract this winter, was released late in spring training after posting a scoreless spring, re-signed, started the year at AAA Syracuse, now has become an invaluable member of Dusty Baker's bullpen, has an ERA around 1.3 and getting some serious work in high leverage situations. Been a fantastic addition for this club. Dusty calling him multiple times the pickup of the winter.
Well, he has a couple of saves.
And on top of all that, a really nice guy, which goes a long way in the clubhouse and in the bullpen. We love Matt Albers. Good dude.
But there's your answer on the closer. Sean Kelly sat down and Coda Glover is back up. At least back up on consecutive nights. He could pitch 4 out of 5 games here. I don't know, maybe you're thinking with Scherzer tomorrow night you might not need Coda Glover, so turn him loose one more time.
Or you just teach your closer. End of story.
That's anything in the air here.
Yep.
Even though Fair has a chance to hit a foul.
It's a foul ball.
This could get interesting.
Yeah, I want to see a line drive.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Wieters, batting right-handed. Matt's been great from the right side of the plate this year. 8 for 21. Half of his home runs.
Oh my goodness. Look at this. The Wild Kingdom. Where's Marlon Perkins?
When they did that clap thing a moment ago, it scared him out of the ballpark.
Good.
2-2. Wieters the other way and out of play.
Percentage of viewers that got the Marlon Perkins reference? 3? I know you did.
Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Mutual of Omaha.
Yeah, we used to watch it. It's like, you know, Jim's down wrestling the alligator while I'm up in the helicopter.
Yeah. My big question is Mutual still in Omaha? 2-2.
Things to think about.
Wieters on a breaking ball, can't get there. 2 outs. I'm sure some people have thought about Alfred Hitchcock here in the last inning or two with a terrifying movie called Birds. The idea for that movie wouldn't make it out of the boardroom these days.
Wait, Birds running into a phone booth?
It's not high tech.
Maybe if they ran into your cell phone while you're on it.
Michael A. Taylor on base 3 times tonight. Wilmer Defoe, if it gets to the pitcher's spot. Two-two pitch. Swing and a miss, and we're going bottom 9. Coda Glover, opportunity for save number 7 coming up.
3 outs left. Nats up by 3. How about Coda Glover taking over this whole closer thing? We talked about it all winter. We talked about it in spring training. We talked about it the whole month of April. So Friday night check, 95-mile-an-hour cutter slider thing to finish it off, and then a slider on Saturday. Had Sunday off, the Nats lost, so we traveled all the way to San Francisco, and he got the save yesterday. So saves in 3 of his last 4, and he's going for 4 out of 5 right here, right now. Here he goes with his 20th appearance of the year.
He'll take on Nunez, Belt, and Posey. Last night it was a bottom of the order. Arroyo, Morse, and Hundley. So 3 more batters who have not faced him before.
A fastball mid to upper 90s, slider mid to upper 90s, curveball upper 80s, changeup upper 80s, 4-pitch closer. How many do you see like that?
96 bolted right in there with movement.
Strike 1. It's been fascinating to watch the development of the body language, the swagger, and the confidence of Coda Glover kind of grow with each outing.
Two and one.
And I think that Friday night save for Max was huge in his development.
Yeah, place going crazy. He came right out. 4 pitches, 3 strikes. Good night. This will be close, but out of play. Cutter, it appeared, at 93, moving away.
Pretty close pitch. Let's see what PitchCast thinks about it. Borderline call, goes Nunez's way.
Pitch was out of the zone, but he was swinging, and Glover gets the comebacker for the first out.
A lot of late movement on that. Nunez couldn't take it.
10 o'clock Wednesday night, Masson 2, Max Scherzer, Matt Cain. Guys have won 234 games between them. Max 130. Brandon Belt 0 for 4 tonight. That's a power slider at 93.
I think it's a combination of both. I think you mush a cutter and you mush a slider together, and it's whatever Coda's throwing. It's a hybrid. I can't say the word I'm thinking because it's not family friendly, but mix the 2 words together and see what you come up with.
On a pitch up. Fly ball to right. Plenty of room for Bryce. 2 down. See how he does with Buster Posey here. Nats trying to win their 32nd game of the year, and this would make it 6 of their last 8. Nats haven't gotten Buster Posey out since his first at bat last night. Been on base 7 times in a row with 5 singles and 2 walks. Look at that hook. 1 ball and 2 strikes. What an arsenal.
Developing story. Stay tuned. I'm telling you. Michael Taylor, Coda Glover. Under the category of things you might not have expected in spring training.
Is that pitch up a little bit, cutting away?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, Michael A. On base 3 more times tonight, 2 RBIs. 2-2 pitch. The Nats a strike away from winning a series. And that'll take care of it. Coda Glover, 7th save. He is red hot. And the Nats win it 6-3.
I mean, you strike out Buster Posey, add that to the resume. Coda Glover, confidence growing. You start out a huge West Coast swing with an earthquake kind of game yesterday in a brawl. You come back today and win. Let a sleeping dog lie, folks. Nats 2-0 on this big West Coast trip.
I love it. Yeah.
Coda Glover, a 1-2-3. That's the first in order inning by the Nats pitching staff tonight. So they win it 6-3 over the Giants. And on Wednesday night, it'll be Max Scherzer. We'll get you going at 9:30 with Nats Extra pregame. From San Francisco, this has been a presentation of Masson. Byron and Ray are straight ahead. And from AT Park, see you later.